Hey Tribe, what's up? Felt like a little coffee talk today. So I got my coffee, got my Thai donuts. This is going to be, have something in my eye at the same time. This is going to be a little bit of a rant, manifesting rant, kind of how to get things to work for you. Kind of a no BS type of thing, kind of the mood I've been in. But more of a rant. I don't really have a title, anything super specific we're going to go over, except how to get this stuff to work for you. How to, whatever you want to call it, manifest of life in your terms, get your dream house, dream car, get your SP, how to do it. Okay. One way how to do it. Because lots of times, we all have our own gunk, our own junk that we're going through. But anyway, before we get started really fast, is this may be a Sunday coffee talk. It's not Sunday. I usually don't do this. I usually do Sunday on Sunday mornings, but this may be a Sunday coffee talk. So every Sunday we have a Super Thanks Spotlight. That's where you leave a Super Thanks below, attach a question to it, and that's what we talk about every single Sunday. And also, when we start talking about changing your life, going to the root, manifesting in general, is the link is in the description. Jump into the 30-day breakthrough challenge. That's where you actually go to the root, baby. Okay? You want to get this stuff to work for you. You want to change your life. You got to jump into the challenge. Bottom line. Okay? If you take this stuff serious, that's what you got to do. But other than that, I kind of been sitting here thinking this has been a crazy week. Today is Saturday. It's Saturday morning in Thailand. We just got back a couple days ago. We went over to Laos. That's kind of on the right now. I'm up in Surin, Thailand. So you kind of have the closest border is Cambodia, but they're fighting. Okay, so the Cambodian border is pretty much closed. Then we went over to Laos. Laos is probably from Surin, Thailand. Laos is probably, give and take, about 5 hours away, something like that. So we went over to Laos because I had to do a border run, or at least leave and come back, because I have a multiple entry visa. So I can stay 6 months, then I got to leave and come back. The dogs are whining. They're going to go outside there. I don't know if you can see them. Yep, you saw that little butt fly by, pretty much. But anyway, it kind of got me thinking a lot. And I think that probably the biggest thing that holds people back in manifesting, no matter what you want to call it, okay, is it's kind of like the law of interference. And I did a video about that. I think it's actually called that, the law of interference. So if you look that up on my channel, you can watch it. It's a pretty good video. But it's one of those videos I kind of go deep on. But basically the law of interference, it's not the law of interference, I'm sorry. It's a law of non-interference. Sorry about that. So if you look up the law of non-interference, I go pretty deep with that. That's why, like, the name, like when they give all these universal laws, sometimes they get tricky. So the law of non-interference, my brain wasn't sleepy right now. It's basically this, is we interfere with our own manifestations. We get in our own way. Okay? And that's why manifesting isn't work. If you think manifesting isn't working for you, it's because you're getting in your own way. You're interfering with it. Okay, let's put it that way. You know what I mean? How are you interfering with it? Is you're saying bad patterns, bad habits, bad thinking patterns, bad decisions. You're doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over. your whole entire life expecting a different result. That's what you're doing. Okay? So let me get money out of the way here because guy is sleeping in here. He came home last night. So, hey. So they know how to open the doors. They know if they push on a door. Okay. Okay. Move your little ball. Move your little ball. There. I'll lock him in there. He'll never be able to get out. Yeah, they know he's in there. He came home in the middle of the night last night, but he's in college. So money, no. So now, like Money and Lucky's kind of more, I'm going to get off on a tangent, I'm sorry. Lucky's a little bit more chill. He's the male. I think males tend to be a little more chill. Maybe. Money's the female, and she listens, but she's a little bit more like all over the place, more stubborn. Okay, so now you can kind of see them over there, kind of both standing. But anyway, where was I? These are always fun to do in the morning, and I have something like really, really great to share with you guys. Either the dogs are running around bothering me, they're blasting music. But anyway, you're standing in your own way. That's what it is. That's why things are not working. You're slowing it down. Okay? You got to start pointing the finger at you. Okay, because we've all heard this stuff. We've all heard that. I'm going to eat at the same time. I apologize. That we want our dream house. We want our dream car. We want our dream SP. We want our dream job. But the old you, how you're acting and behaving, isn't going to get those things. That's why you stand in your own way. Bottom line. Listen to this. I'll do a different video on this, but I'll share it with you in this video. Just because I feel like it. Okay. I wrote this down. I know you've heard this quote. I've heard this quote many, many times throughout my life. Probably more than a million. Probably more than many times. But anyway, listen to this. Your new life will cost you your old one. You understand? Your new life will cost you your old one, my friend. What do I mean by that? I'll repeat it one more time to let it really sink in. Okay, think about it in terms of what we're talking about right here. You want to change your life, whatever you want. You want to change your life, you want your dream life, you want more money, you want your dream job, dream house, dream car, whatever you want. You want to travel the world, live abroad, whatever you want. Okay. Your new life is going to cost you your old one. Okay. And when we kind of dig deeper into identity work, changing your identity, even if you jump into a 30-day challenge, okay, what you have to understand is that most successful version of you, that new life you want, whatever it is, your old life can't come with it. What does that mean? Your old life, your old habits, your old patterns, your old decisions, your old how you carry yourself. You understand, all that stuff cannot come with it. Okay, you got to burn that old life. Money, down. No. And she comes over and be lovey-dovey. No, guy sleeping in there. Guy sleeping in there, okay? Lately, she's been doing that. She's been a lot more, and she's walking behind me, you're going to see her tail. She's been a lot more stubborn lately. Like, because now, it's kind of weird. Now, she kind of knows how to, she knows how to open the door. She knows if she's standing in the right direction of the door, how the door opens. She knows to push on it, and it will open. or she knows where the door handle is. So now she's kind of she's tall enough now where she can kind of get on her hind legs, and then she'll try to like mess with the doorknob. A smart little booger. So now she just knows guys in this. This is the like one of the bedrooms right here, this wall right here. But I don't want her to scratch up the door because she's constantly like kind of trying to scratch it. But that's what you have to understand, my friends, is that's really the law of non-interference. You're interfering with it. You are. It's not the manifesting technique. It's not that this manifesting technique don't work. It's you're standing in your own way. You're the reason why it don't work. Because another word we kind of use, because it's like the law of detachment. You don't detach from it. You're not letting it be. You're constantly thinking about it. You know what I mean? It's just another way to put it. You're obsessed with it. Just like if you're obsessed with your SP. The reason why you can't attract your SP is because you're getting your own way. You're interfering with it. How are you interfering with it with SP work? You're obsessed. You're needy. Okay. You basically want to give up your life for them. You want to give up your hobbies and your friends. That's not going to attract anybody. Okay. And lots of times, even for me, when I talk about SP work, SP is a great example because people are obsessed with somebody else. All they do is think about them. Okay, reach out to them. Okay, give up their own life to be with them. You know what I mean? But that's the same core habit. The reason why you can't manifest your dream house, your dream car. You can't manifest your dream career, your dream job, or money. You're doing the same things. You understand? You're doing the exact same thing, but you're just doing it in a different way. That's all you're doing. Okay. When you're obsessed with somebody else, you're constantly thinking about them. Now, when you're obsessed with your dream house, you're constantly thinking about that. You know what I mean? Or you're constantly checking. You're constantly checking the how. You're constantly trying to figure it out, rather than just letting it be. Rather than just getting out of your own way. Okay. Now, let me tell you a little story. I was going to do this in another video, but I feel special today. Okay. I think this story really sums it up, and we'll kind of sum up the video from here. And all of us have had these experiences before. I'm going to give you my gecko story. I found a gecko, the little baby gecko, the other day. And it relates to manifesting so much. Since we came up here, we've been up in Surin for 1 year, and we are planning our exit. Ing and I sat down, kind of said, I think we've been up here long enough. Okay, so we are kind of planning our exit. But anyway, since I've been up here for a year, Ing has maybe at least 2 or 3 like big geckos that live like on her property. Now, when it kind of gets buggy out, they'll come out at nighttime, and then you can hear them. That's why they kind of name it gecko, because when they kind of chirp, it almost sounds like they're saying gecko. That's the English name. In Thai, they call it a tuke. I think I'm pronouncing it right, tuke. They call it that. That's the Thai name for it, because it was kind of funny because Aang always called it, well, that's a 2K. That's a 2K. But when I would look at it, I would be like, dude, that looks like a flipping gecko. Then I would hear it chirp, and it sounds like it's saying gecko. But anyway, she has like 2 or 3 of them. Like she said, it's been here the whole time. Like the house has been here, I don't know how long, 20, 25 years or something like that. The whole time. But I was sitting down maybe a couple weeks ago, week and a half ago. We were sitting outside, and I said, you know what? I haven't seen any geckos for a while now. Like it's been a while, especially through like rainy season or something like that. I haven't seen them. I haven't even heard them. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you don't see them, but you hear them. I don't, and I just said it, and she was just kind of like, oh, well, it's not really buggy season. Not a lot of bugs are out, so they don't come out as much, so you don't hear them. So, but she was like, oh, they're probably still here. You just, it's just not, the bugs kind of calm down because this is kind of like Thailand winter right now. So I was like, okay, whatever. I brought it up. We had this short little conversation, probably just a minute conversation or something like that about these geckos. And I just forgot about it, let it be. Never thought twice about it. Never thought about it again. Okay, a week and a half later, probably about 3 days ago. This had happened about 3 days ago. I woke up in the morning like this. I'm opening the curtains. I'm opening the doors, let the dogs out. And when I'm opening the door is in the living room here. Man, I thought it was a regular lizard. Okay, and like in Thai they call it jinjo, like a jinjo, but it's a regular kind of. I'm trying to see if I can see one here. Sometimes they run all over. I don't see any. I just saw a regular lizard, but it was at the bottom of the door frame. Okay, I almost flipping stepped on, almost kicked it with my foot, which I would have killed it. But Money was kind of playing with it, seeing it. But I noticed it didn't move very fast. You know what I mean? Not like a standard lizard. So it kind of like went under the door outside. So when I opened the doors to go outside, it was sitting on the ground. I was thinking, oh, I was looking at it. I was like, dude, that's a baby gecko. Okay. And I don't want to make this story longer, but there's a certain point I have with manifesting here. But it was hurt, so I kind of put it up where Money and Lucky, the puppies, couldn't get to it. So I didn't want them to kill it. And so, but I still have it outside because it's kind of healing. But anyway, the kind of going back to manifesting, we all have those stories where, listen, this is exactly how manifesting works. Aang and I are talking about the gecko. I tell Aang that, hey, I haven't seen geckos for a while. Aang told, oh no, they're still around. It's not buggy season yet. Not a lot of bugs are out. I'm like, okay. Then I drop it. Don't think about it ever again. You know what I mean? Why would I think about geckos every day? You know what I mean? Then literally like a week and a half later, I literally almost step on one. Okay, in the house. You understand? That's exactly how manifesting works. Like when we say something, we put our energy towards something. When we detach, okay, when we don't interfere with it, when we totally let it go, it happens. Okay, it's the same thing. Like if you're thinking about a friend you haven't talked to for a long time, my friends, and you think about them, you just think like, oh, I haven't heard from Brian for a while. I haven't talked to him for a while. I wonder what he's been up to. Then you just totally drop it, forget about it. Then like 4 days later, Brian texts you or calls you or reaches out to you. Okay. We all have those things happen to us. Okay. But what you have to understand, that is manifesting. But you're not attached to it. Okay. You're not interfering with it because you're literally just putting out that energy, putting out that thought, and you're just completely letting it go. Then it ends up happening, it ends up coming to you. Okay. What you have to understand is like my gecko story. Okay. You can replace my gecko story with anything you want. You can replace that gecko with $1 million. You can replace that gecko with your dream house, that gecko with your dream car, that gecko with a dream environment you want to live in. Okay. A dream career, dream job, whatever. Okay. It's kind of like, what is your gecko? That could be a cool title to a video. What is your gecko? People would be like, what the hell are you talking about, Chad? But see, it is so true. Because what you have to understand with manifesting, with anything you want, okay, with law of consciousness, everything's on the same plane. Okay? If I'm talking about geckos and I'm just bringing it up kind of just casually, like I haven't seen geckos here for a while. Where are they? Okay, did they all die? You know what I mean? And then a week and a half later, I almost step on a gecko. Okay. Okay, that's on the same plane as if you want $1 million. If you want your dream house or your dream job, it's on the same plane. Okay. It's not different in the law of consciousness. What makes this difficult, okay, is we put a level of importance to it. Like another way is we put it on a pedestal. We put it above us. Okay, we make it more important than us. We make $1 million more important than us. We make our dream house more important than we are, so it seems so far away. Okay, we put our dream car more important than we are, so it seems so far away from us. But it's really not. It's on the same level of that gecko. Okay, if you could just put yourself in a state that I'm talking about my dream house, but I'm talking about my dream house in the same way I'm talking like I haven't seen geckos here for a long time. Okay, wonder what happened to them. Wonder if they're okay. Then I just literally drop it. I totally forget about it, and then a week and a half, 2 weeks later, it happens. I see the gecko. A week and a half, 2 weeks later, you get your dream house. That's how this stuff works. Okay, it's on the same plane. Okay, we're the ones that make it difficult. This is what it means non-interference. We're the ones that interfere with how easy this stuff is. Okay, once we interfere with it, what happens? Our dream house never comes. Our dream car never comes. Our dream house never comes. Did I say dream house 2 or 3 times? I can't. Okay, I'm sleepy. You gotta forgive Chad. Okay, does that make sense? We interfere with it. And this, my friends, is kind of this is what makes manifesting difficult. Hard. You know what I mean? I mean, there's a notion that it's easy. This is why kind of successful people tend to manifest more and more success. You understand? You ever see somebody and they're successful and it just seems like things are just keep on going their way? Okay. And the opposite is true for you. I mean, we could take the gecko story and we can switch it up a little bit. Okay. Now some of you have. Now let me tell you this story. Some of you have experienced this. Some of you have not. I mean, I've had friends that haven't experienced this at all. Okay. Let's say I'll give you 2 scenarios really fast here. Let's say you have a job, okay, but you're looking for a new job. But you're looking for a new job while you have your current job. Isn't it easier to get a job when you already have a job? Why is that? I want you to answer this to yourself. Why is that? Because you already have. You don't need. Okay. Like when you already have it and you don't need it, you're more confident. You're unattached because you're kind of like, if I don't get it either way, I already have a job. Okay. You have listen to this one. You have stronger standards and boundaries and non-negotiables. Okay. When you already have a job, okay, let's say you interview for a job, then if they offer you less money than you're already making, you're going to say no. That's going to be a non-negotiable. You're going to say no because I already make this over here. Okay, so you're going to have stronger standards of boundaries when you already have. Okay, now let's flip it. Let's say you don't have a job, you're unemployed, whatever the reason why, whatever the reason is, you're unemployed. Okay, there's many reasons why. Don't get caught up into the why. Is you're unemployed. Now you're looking for a job. Okay, why is it in this scenario? And if you stay in this scenario for a while, why is it that when you don't have a job, when you're looking for a job, why is it 10 times harder to get a flipping job? Have you experienced this? Or is it only me? Like in the past. You know what I mean? Why? Why does it seem like when you don't have and you interview 10 times harder than when you do have a job and interview? You know what I mean? Why? It's because it's still the same thing. Like when I'm sorry, I'm chewing, but when you don't have a job and you're looking, you come off needy, you're obsessed, you come off, you want it. Listen to this one. You give up your standards, boundaries, and non-negotiables, like things that you wouldn't. Sorry, that was dry. Woo! That was a dry donut. But anyway, sorry, I was eating that donut, guys. I'm so sorry. Plus, it was dry. A Thai donut. You give up your standards and boundaries and non-negotiables. What I mean by that, when you don't have, you end up accepting something that you normally wouldn't accept if you already had a job. You're accepting salaries you wouldn't accept if you had a job. You understand? I mean, you're going below your non-negotiables. You're going below your standards and boundaries. You're not. What's happening is you're not acting normal. You're not acting like you already have. Okay. Now, some people, when I give you this scenario, some people just have a knack for it. Some people just, and maybe it's inner confidence. They got confidence in themselves that, they're able to figure it out. They're able to get a job, whatever, and they don't let it phase them. Okay. So if they don't have a job, they end up getting another job rather quickly. Okay. Because they don't let it affect them. Okay. They still basically come off like they have. But there's other people that don't do it that way. There's other people that literally just flip out. When they don't have, they're obsessed. They're constantly figuring out the how. They're running around that needy state. Right away, they start clenching money, have a death grip of money, don't want to spend. Which I understand all that stuff. Okay. It's not that I don't understand. But those are habits of that you don't have. You have to understand that. Okay. The same way when we're going to start talking about non-interference is you're getting in your own way, my friends. Her Ang's dad is cleaning outside. I can hear him sweeping. You might not be able to hear it because I got good mics on. It would kind of be taken out in the sound, but he's outside I know what he's sweeping because the puppies, we have like sand down here, like by the driveway gate. They like to play in the sand. So every morning he has to get up and sweep the sand and make it all beautiful. Then they play in it during the day, dig holes and stuff like that. And so every morning he has to go out and sweep. I know what he's sweeping out there. He's probably like, "Oh, those puppies." Okay. That's what I want to share with you in this video. Even though this is kind of more of a rant, it's morning time, but just as we wrap up this video, because I want this video to last forever, is only to communicate is you're the problem. You have to understand this. You're the problem, but at the same time, you're the solution to your own problem. Okay. You have to figure out what you're doing. Okay. Yes, we can say, Chad, I'm in my own way. But at this point, I got to figure out how am I in my own way? What am I doing? Okay. Makes sense, my friends? But anyway, when we start talking about that, if you want to kind of dig deeper in that, give deeper to the root, how you stand in your own way, you want to figure that stuff out. The link is in the description. Jump into your 30-day breakthrough challenge. That will flip and change your life right there. Okay. Because I designed it to go after the root cause of why things are not happening in your life. Okay. What's slowing down manifesting? Okay. If you want to really, really figure this out, you really want to break through. Okay. Jump into the challenge. The link is in the description. Click the link. You can get more information on it. Other than that, tribe, remember, I love you guys. If you have questions, comment below. I'll try my best to chat it up in the chat with you guys. But other than that, remember, I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.